What about politics? Because Jake Shields always talks about like APAC and how there's a lot of influence there.
Oh, 100%. Right? I'm like paid off by APAC. I'm like a government. I'm a Mossad agent that was planted here to influence the youth and the population so that they could pay their interest. You know, that's just sort of, what's funny is actually the first comment I ever got on social media, which was, I started showing my face on social media like 2020. And I wasn't even doing anything Jewish related. I was just making regular TikTok jokes. And I remember I showed my face for the first time and I got a comment on my post, the first ever comment I ever received. I was really excited and it said "Free Palestine." And the first thing I thought, I was like 16. I was like, what's Palestine? I literally, like, what's Palestine? Like, I didn't freaking know. I knew about Israel and I knew Jews and obviously I'm Jewish. I knew that there's conflict in the Middle East, but I didn't know shit about, like, they're yelling "Free Palestine" to me in my comments. So I didn't even know what it was. So yeah, I started looking into it and you know, do that whole breakdown. And then randomly this guy made a video on me where I'm making some random joke about just about Jews or something. And he responds to the video saying, "Oh, but when it comes to Palestinians, you have no issue killing us." Completely left field, just stitches that and says that to me. And I respond to it and I say, I'm from fucking Ohio. I've never, I'm constantly being dragged and pulled into that thing and yelled at. And I'm just a Jewish guy from Ohio. I haven't even been to Israel yet.
Wow.
I've never been there a single time. And I'm always dragged into that shit. And, you know, I personally, like, I don't speak too much on it because I'm focusing on trying to get the actual Jew hatred to go down. Because you'll have guys like Nick Fuentes or Jake Shields and Tate, you know, Andrew Tate. And although Tate's got a little, he got a little bit
cooled
more.
Off.
He cooled off.
I would replace him with Myron.
Yeah, he freaking commented on one of my videos saying the song was promised to you. The video I was reacting to was promised to you 4,000 years ago, which is basically like a dog whistle to how Israel was promised to the Jewish people 4,000 years ago. So he's making fun of me. I don't even talk about Israel on there. So that was really weird left field from Myron to just put that on me.
Huh.
But yeah, like I'll have these Jews and people that aren't Jewish, they're mad at me because I don't get too much into it. But what's usually going to happen is like it's a losing battle when you discuss those things. And the people that do who are like really freaking smart about that, I'm like, dude, like talk about that, discuss that. I'm just trying to lower the actual Jew hatred because what I was saying about Nick Fuentes and all these guys, they'll be like, yeah, oh, Israel this, Israel that. You know, you're talking about the Jewish people. You know, Nick and his freaking however the hell, he speaks in a funny pattern. You know, they'll say, oh, Israel. But a lot of these Jew haters, they'll just sort of use it as like a shield for actual Jew hatred. You can tell like from October 7th when all that stuff happens, the amount of blatant Jew hatred that you'll see on like Reels and Twitter is just, it's comedic, which is why I started talking about it. Cause I didn't care. Because you're just giving it attention. It's not going to work. But literally since Israel-Palestine shit started going crazy, coincidentally, the Jew hatred has also been, I guess, growing at the same exact rate. And you'll have these guys on Twitter like, oh, Israel. They always try to draw it back to the Jews of how the Jews run the world and the Jews do this and the Jews do that. And it's all dumb. And it's like, okay, you know, maybe some guys, okay, you're trying to, you know, defend Palestine. Great. Other guys, you don't give a shit about conflict in the Middle East. You're freaking like a white dude in America. Like, stop pretending you just don't like Jews. And you're using this as some, you know, in between thing to slowly convince them.
Yeah.
And some people will fall for it. And some people are like, wait, are you like talking about like the Jewish people or like Israeli government? And they're like, you know.